there is a growing movement of people, streamers, that want classic era fresh. Basically, a month ago, for all y'all that are trying to get a timeline straight up here, Alex Sensual starts streaming classic. Cataclysm comes out. Alex Sensual plays it for about 6 hours and immediately gives up. All of a sudden, we hear that after trying to destroy the livelihood of Cargos, they are friends again. From my point of view, it turns Cargos into the greatest vagina in the West Coast after Rosie O'Donnell. I got no idea why you would take an apology from the guy that tried to go after you, your person, your income, everything, and all of a sudden a year later, like, he says, oh, I'm sorry, man, it was a total mistake ruining your life, man. Yeah, sorry, man. And like, just let it slide. I don't know if it is cowardice. I don't know if it is that he's trying to harness a force that he clearly cannot harness and is gonna backfire again. I got no idea why Cargos is trying to get Alex behind the movement. As a matter of fact, we already have some interesting developments on that sort. If you let me pull this up really quick. A fragment of a video. This video stole my thumbnail, so I think I am in my right here to show you a clip of this video. But this is basically Alex Sensual already started getting in a feud with Alodar, one of the people that were at the front of this classic vanilla movement. People want classic vanilla. He was one of the bigger streamers. Side note, guys, it is crazy how big the classic community has gotten, that a guy can have like 15,000 followers on Twitch, and I never heard of him until now. It's crazy, but anyway.
Especially over the years. Sure, I've backtracked a little bit on some things, but I think you can tell that the Alex Sensual of 2024 is nothing like the Alex Sensual before Classic WoW.
Yeah, of course, because you change personalities every 6 months. It's never the same guy. Like, is that how Cargos views Alex? Like, yeah, the Alex Sensual of a year ago, who was a total different person because personality disorder, that guy is really mean to me, but this guy could be nice to me. Is that why he's friends again? I don't get it.
Definitely a lot more mature.
A few moments later.
How did I get banned? Called someone the R word.
I'm like, I asked him to just kind of walk away from it. He refuses to do that. So, and then coming in here and like, you know, thanks, you're welcome for the host and shit like that. Like, okay, dude.
Basically, like, I'm gonna explain the thing because this clip is just gonna take way longer to show it than to explain the context. Alex went into the Deviate Delight Discord. That's the server Deviate Delight that they are trying to host this fresh event. The same way that Cargos hosted the hardcore event in I don't even remember the name of the server until we got official hardcore. They are doing that in Deviate Delight and unofficially the fresh server. And the thing about that server is that in the Discord, people were making fun of Alex because everybody makes fun of Alex. He's like the laughing stock of the WoW community. It wasn't even that evil-spirited. People were calling him a dom, a flake, I don't know, a flip-flop, all the things that we got used to seeing Alex get called all his life. The thing about Alex is that he runs his channel, his Discord, his stream like North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. Everybody loves Kim Jong-un, you know, that little short guy. Wow, the analogy got perfect all of a sudden. Well, that little tiny guy that wants to destroy the entire continent of Asia, well, if you make fun of him, you go to the gulag. I don't know how they say gulag in Korea, but they have those. Well, Alex is the same way. If you even make a grammatical mistake that he doesn't like, you get banned. If you say something that he said a week ago but he doesn't want to say anymore, you get banned. If you drop a perfectly innocent comment that for whatever reason he perceives as a backhanded compliment, you get banned. That's why you can see a guy with 300 viewers that has a chat that is completely freaking dead. Anyway, when he got into the Deviate Delight Discord, a Discord that he did not control, and people were making fun of him, and he couldn't wish them away, his tiny little ego got really, really haughty. And he couldn't handle it. He started calling people the R word. He started going after the moderators. He called them power hungry R words. That's what he called them. And that Alex tried to do a crusade to either get hold of the Discord, get power on the Discord to destroy these people that call him a dum-dum on the Discord. Or, even better, just have them ban him for him. The moderator said, we are not gonna ban people that make fun of you. They are not breaking the rules. If you cannot take people making fun of you, do not be in this Discord. And just the thought of people outside of his control making fun of him in somebody else's Discord, just thinking that they exist, people, was enough of a mental breakdown for Alex that he started DMing moderators constantly. Then he went for this guy Alodar that, once again, I didn't even know this guy was a streamer. Like, I'm not trying to be mean to him. Quite the contrary. Like, he's a really big streamer and I never heard of him. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, he went after this guy who I think was a moderator or friends with the moderator or whatever in that Discord. And he was like, oh man, I shouted you out on my stream so many times. And this is how you repay me, that you won't even ban people that call me a dum-dum. It is on. Alex Sensual already is trying to destroy the vanilla movement from the inside out. Who could have predicted that? I know who wouldn't have predicted that. Cargos, because he's still hanging out with him like nothing happened. I wonder how that's gonna end up again. Yeah, I can only wonder how that's gonna end up when Alex feels again that he's not getting what he rightfully deserves, when Alex feels that he's not getting the favors that Cargos should have given him, you know, because Alex expects Cargos to somehow fix his life. That's why when Cargos didn't magically give him 10,000 viewers, Alex got really mad at him. We're back at that point. Every freaking streamer in the WoW community, not me, okay? I told him to, but like, why would he listen to me? I am a random, I cannot even say racial words that describe my ethnicity right now. I am a random kid that doesn't know anything. I got 6,000 subscribers. I'm talking people with 20,000, 50,000, 200,000, people much bigger than him, telling him, Cargos, do not hang out with this guy. Don't be stupid. It's gonna end very poorly. It ended very poorly with everybody that hung out with this guy. He didn't take it that way. He didn't listen. And that's when the rest of the XP drama happened. Long story short, for all the people that don't want to revisit that video, even though you should, I made a video on it. Alex Sensual went and pretty much destroyed the Cargos channel. He basically made him look like a very shady person. He went word part by part. He doxed them. Well, technically not doxed. I guess his name was kind of public, but he went after his LinkedIn. He did the whole Taweli saga again. He went after all his social media. He followed the guy everywhere he could. All that sort of stuff. Cargos in fear, because once again, biggest vagina in the West Coast. In fear, he disappeared off the internet for a year. Then he came back and now he's jacked and he's a racquetball player or something. God bless him. That's as far as I know about Cargos now. He's not the protagonist of this story though, even though he started this, which is ironic. So yes, long story short, there is already infighting in the Fresh Vanilla server, and if I were to be a betting man, either Alex is gonna disappear, or probably both. You know, two things can happen here. Alex is gonna find a way to extend this drama to other streamers because he's gonna get mad at other streamers. When Cargos doesn't do what he wants, he's also gonna get mad at him. It's only gonna get worse from there. Stay Safe is there too now, so I don't know. Is he gonna go after Stay Safe again? Who knows? I wish he would go after me. I try to be the main antagonist of the Alex Sensual anime for years, guys. But he doesn't believe in me. He thinks my acting skills are not good enough. But yeah, that's the lore. This right here is the lore. Cargos comes out. He says he wants Fresh Vanilla. Out of nowhere, he's friends with Alex Sensual again. They start streaming in this dead server that is now 1,000 people. So, dead server. They start streaming that they are gonna do Fresh Vanilla in that server to, I don't know, protest the launch of Cataclysm, to bring awareness to the cause of Fresh Vanilla. I don't know. Now that we took care of the people problem and the Alex Sensual thing, because I think that's hilarious. That's always the most hilarious part out of any situation here. I want to go over some facts with you, people. We have Season of Discovery now. I am sure Cargos doesn't like Season of Discovery. I am sure Grace 4 Days doesn't like Season of Discovery. But the people do. Season of Discovery has been the most successful launch, perhaps, or even beyond Rato de Lich King Classic. Season of Discovery was truly huge. It is not huge anymore because there is a massive content drought, and people know that, but it is pretty much likely that most people are gonna go back to seasonal discovery when phase 4 comes out. People wanna go level 60. I cannot predict that. Maybe it's a flop, maybe nobody wants to play phase 4 and the entire concept dies. But from Blizzard's perspective, and I think the community's perspective, the Classic Plus idea is very enticing. It wouldn't have been such a big launch if people didn't think that Classic Plus was a good idea. People were interested in it. Whether they liked the implementation of Classic Plus or not, they really wanted Classic Plus. And Blizzard now has tangible proof that people want Classic Plus. Now we can look at the competitor. Let's say, for example, the counterpart to that. We had Fresh Vanilla. Did you guys know that? Did you guys, lovely guys, know we have Fresh Vanilla? Yeah, we have Fresh Vanilla. It's called Seasonal Mastery. As you guys know, Seasonal Mastery was the predecessor to Seasonal Discovery. It was basically the same game, but with slightly harder bosses, no debuff limit, and a couple quality of life features. And it failed. Nobody did it. Everybody didn't care. Nobody cared. That's where hardcore come out, okay? During the height of Seasonal Mastery, people didn't want to play any WoW, and streamers had to come out with hardcore just to get some way of making content that people wanted to watch. Hardcore was born from the lack of anything interesting to do in the game. Nobody wanted to play Wrath of the Lich King Classic because Wrath of the Lich King sucks. Until ICC. When ICC came out, Wrath of the Lich King took off for some reason. I cannot explain that either, but Eastern Europeans love their ICC. They just love ICC, dude. What I am trying to say here is that Fresh Vanilla was tried out. And you can say, okay, Seasonal Mastery is not exactly Fresh Vanilla. Seasonal Mastery was a little harder. Seasonal Mastery had debuff changes. I find it very hard to believe outside of Alex Sensual that somebody is gonna say, no, I am not gonna play Vanilla this server because it doesn't have a debuff limit. So that's I don't care about that. I mean, some people would, but I don't think that's significant. For the most part, people don't wanna deal with Fresh Vanilla anymore, and I do not blame them. Honestly, like just the thought of having to hit 60 on a 1x server again is terrifying to me. I had to level to 85 on Cataclysm and I was already bored out of my mind. Some people like that. They are called speedrunners, hardcore. Like, the whole point of hardcore, right? Why is hardcore so interesting to watch for people? It's not because leveling sucks. It's because they might die and they might have to start over. It's like Mr. Beast doing the challenge of standing on top of a plank with a nail up your butt for 16 hours. People like seeing other people suffer. It is funny, I guess. As a matter of fact, hardcore servers in particular, what happened when hardcore official servers came out? When the streamers were doing it, everybody was up there. Everybody wanted to see the streamers. Everybody was there hanging out with the streamers. It was fun for about 2 weeks. Then the streamers go, they kill Ragnaros. All of a sudden, they drop 50% in population. Nobody gave a damn about the hardcore servers anymore. It was just a streamer thing. And there is nothing morally wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. Like, they want to play hardcore. They want to entertain their viewers. That's perfectly fine. That's good, even. That's good for the game. What I'm trying to say here is that streamers can only push an idea so much. And if the general population doesn't care for it, the general population doesn't care for it. And sadly, I think that is the reality of Classic Fresh. There is, however, another point that I want to bring out here, guys. And that is, look at Cataclysm Classic. Not really Cataclysm Classic. Look at Seasonal Discovery Phase 4 and Cataclysm Classic. I am trying to tell you that even if we can convince Blizzard somehow that we want Vanilla Fresh, and I think that's a very hard ask. Even if we can convince Blizzard that we want Vanilla Fresh, it is gonna be very hard to fit it in the schedule. Blizzard had to delay Seasonal Discovery Phase 4 because they didn't want it overlapping with Cataclysm. There is this thing, I don't remember who came up with this quote, but this is the number one rule of business is never compete against yourself. Blizzard doesn't want new releases to compete with their other releases. If Cataclysm Classic is coming out, they really don't want to have Seasonal Discovery 4 coming out at the same time and killing each other. You know, that's stupid. Now, the thing is, they had to delay Seasonal Discovery for a month, perhaps even 2 months, just to fit with Cataclysm Classic. So now we have to somehow, in the Classic ecosystem, we're not even considering retail here because we have a major retail expansion coming up, I think, next year or the end of this year. So we also gotta consider that. Will Blizzard try to take the risk just to please a couple streamers and perhaps 3,000 people of making a fresh server when they risk that the fresh server is gonna drain players from their new launches, the new expansion, Cataclysm Classic, whenever Tier 12 comes out, Season of Discovery, Phase 4, Phase 5, Phase 6, we have 3 more phases in Season of Discovery. Even if they consider that Vanilla Fresh was a worthwhile endeavor, good luck convincing them on that, but you might. I don't think we can even get that until the end of next year. Most likely, just because there is no space in the agenda for it. Honestly, I think Mist of Pandaria Classic is gonna probably be about as successful as Cataclysm, which had moderate success. I would say about on par with Rato the Lich King. We're gonna see what happens with WoD. That will be interesting to see in the future. I don't know if they are gonna do WoD, but it's interesting. I wanna also illustrate a different kind of situation here. I think it's crazy that nobody's bringing it up. Your average classic streamer is older than me, guys. Right? Your average classic streamer is what, like 30, 35, that age range, more or less. But EverQuest, I wanted to bring this up. EverQuest has a very similar system. If we take a look at here, let's actually do that. Alrighty, so this ugly ass 2001 website that you can see here, I wanted to see better info out there somewhere, but I can't, I guess. The MMO that preceded WoW, they had like a similar problem with Classic. They had EverQuest Project 99, which is the vanilla EverQuest server. It started as a private server and it is now an official server. The way EverQuest rolls out content is that they have an old server. They start in vanilla EverQuest. I'm gonna hide this website. It's super ugly. They have a EverQuest vanilla, and that server progresses to the next expansion. And whenever the next expansion comes out, they launch a new server that is EverQuest vanilla. And then I think they have like an era server for the last expansion or something like that. I don't know much about that. But at any point in time, EverQuest has, if I remember correctly, like 32 servers of 10-ish different expansions. EverQuest is a very tiny game. In World of Warcraft, you can have 30 servers in one continent, and that's not a big deal. But the problem with EverQuest, and the problem that I think Blizzard, one of the most profit-oriented companies out there, is that in those servers, they call it the green, the yellow, the blue, something like that. The two newest servers, so Vanilla EverQuest and the first expansion of EverQuest, those are like 90% of the population. On the Classic, I think modern EverQuest has also a lot of people, but anyway. So those two servers have most of the players, and the other 28 servers are empty-ish. You think Blizzard has any appetite for dealing with a system like that? Because if we get fresh Classic Era, the next logical expansion, I mean, I hope this happens, honestly, but the next logical expansion is, when are we getting TBC Era? When are we getting Rato the Lich King Era? And I think Blizzard is very afraid of having 30 servers that with 28 empty servers, because when you do vanilla era fresh once, you're gonna lay the expectation that we're gonna need at least vanilla era fresh again at some point, right? Yeah, I wish TBC era was a thing, brother. Joshi, please give me TBC era. Holy crap, I miss TBC. What I'm trying to say is, what do we do with those servers? Do we merge them? Do we not merge them? Is it going to be a ploy to sell transfers? Do we want that to happen? I think Blizzard is going to be very concerned looking at it and thinking, I really don't want to handle like 2 more servers a year, because it's not going to be one fresh server. That's stupid. They are going to have to do 2 or 3. You guys might think that is unreasonable. You guys might think that it's just unfettered capitalistic greed. Okay, fine. I tend to agree with that. I tend to agree Blizzard is a very unethical and greedy company. That's the company we got, though. So I'm just trying to adjust your expectations, bring you back to reality, guys. So with all these things that I'm trying to say here, I am trying to say that I find, even if this streamer movement, which I think is not going to have much gas, but even if it takes off, because I cannot predict the future, even if the streamers get all together and ask for Vanilla Fresh, and even if Blizzard thinks it's a worthwhile endeavor, which is also very unlikely, even then, we're not going to see Vanilla Fresh in at least a year. At least. Personally, I think it would be much wiser if they just put all those resources, whatever resources they are, even if they are not a lot, into making Classic Plus the new season of this, because Season of Mastery Discovery despite all its flaws, was a major success for Blizzard, and they know it. The numbers are there. We've seen the population at the launch, and you can bet your silly booty that they're gonna try to do it again. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents on the whole Vanilla Fresh. If somebody out there can explain me why Cargos is hanging out with Alex, I would love to know. Because I cannot figure it out. That's just funny though. It's really funny.